Hi students, today we are discussing the next topic in 5th unit, what to expect from design patterns. What we expect from a design pattern in the sense, here are several ways in which the design pattern can affect the way you design the object oriented software based on our day to day experience with them. Yes, exactly, we see in during the several days in which the design pattern, who can design the object oriented principles and theory and explanation based on our day to day experience with them. From here, let us see a common design vocabulary. Let us see a common design vocabulary in the sense, studies of expert programmers for conventional languages have shown that the knowledge and experience is not organized simply around syntax but in larger conceptual structures such as algorithms and data structures and idioms, and whatever it may be. If you have to design a plan for fulfilling a particular goal, in the sense that the designers don't think that, particularly the designers don't think about whatever the notation, whatever they are using for recording the design, who designs the design. As much they want to suppose to try to match the current design situation against the design plans and algorithms and data structures and idioms they have learned in the past years. Okay, in the sense, those who are studied well, the expert programmers, for we need to suppose it to know the conventional languages. It shown whatever the language and experience is not organized simply and very easily around that syntax manner, but coming to the larger conceptual structures like algorithms, data structures and idioms. We are supposed to plan a design for fulfilling our particular goal. In the sense, the design patterns provide a common vocabulary. The design pattern provides a common vocabulary for designers in the sense of who design that. Okay, other kinds of whatever, if we have to design that, the designers to use, just it is used to communicate and document, and we need to explore the design pattern alternatives. In the sense, for example, let us take the design patterns just to make a system. It seems less complex by letting you talked about that one. It is very higher level of abstraction, in the sense high level of abstraction than that of a design notation or whatever it may be, a programming language. So simply what I said, in the sense, the design patterns raise at particular level. The design pattern raise the level at which you can design, and you can discuss those designs with your colleagues. So the design pattern, commonly a common design vocabulary will almost certainly change. Okay, let's you observe here, very important, the design pattern. It can, the so many expert programmers convert the conventional language. It shown the particular language, and the experience is not organized, and simply we can say around the syntax, but in larger conceptual structures like algorithms, data structures and idioms and plans for fulfilling a particular achievement. Okay, a certain goal, if you need to achieve that. Okay, and coming to the second thing, that is nothing but a documentation and a learning aid. In the sense, a documentation and learning aid, in the sense, just before we discuss this, a documentation and learning aid, just if you know the design pattern, it make it easier to understand existing systems. Okay, most of these large object oriented systems just use these design patterns. Okay, people people learning the object oriented programming, it seems the system they are working with, just we are using inheritance which acquires the properties of one to another. In the sense, it's in a convoluted way, it is so difficult to follow the flow of control in large part, because they do not understand the design pattern in the system. Okay, so here these design patterns can also make you a better designer. Okay, this design pattern can also make you a better designer who designs that. But here they provide the solutions, they provide solutions to common problem. Every pattern have a problem, every problem have a solution, but they provide one solution to common problems. If you work with object oriented system, you will learn these design patterns on your own, but learning these patterns will help you very useful. This, if you are learning these patterns, it will help you a lot. Okay, more like an expert. Okay, and here one of the concept we need to study here, design patterns can also make you a better designer. Okay, it having a common vocabulary means don't have to describe the whole design pattern. Okay, you don't have to describe the whole design pattern. Okay, and coming to the third thing, in what do you expect from a design pattern, the third thing is nothing but an adjunct to existing methods. In the sense, the object oriented design methods are used to supposed to promote a good design, in the sense, we need to suppose to teach some new designers how to design well, and to understand the way how to design, how the way designs are developed. Okay, the design method particularly, if you need to define typically a set of notations, in the sense, usually if you need to use a graphical notation and just that scenario, how those classes and objects, how they are interrelated. Okay, in the sense, you've seen various aspects of a design along with some set of rules, how and when we are use these such kind of annotation. In the sense, here design methods usually describe a problem. Yes, usually they provide solution that particular problem occur in a design, how to resolve them, how to evaluate that particular design, but they have not been able to capture the particular experience of expert designers. Okay, the experience of expert designers. Most probably, what I meant to say, in the sense, we believe our design patterns are a very essential object oriented design methods. So here the design patterns, how to use it to support the primitive techniques such as like objects and inheritance and polymorphism. They show how to parameterize a system with an algorithm, how that will be a behavior pattern, a state pattern, and those kind of objects it is used to suppose to create a design pattern. Design pattern provide a way, we need to describe why a design pattern use the results of your decisions. Okay, here simply we studied about each and every pattern, the applicability, consequences, and implementation section of the design pattern. It will the main decision, just how to make to design a particular problem to a particular solution. And coming, these design patterns especially useful to analyze a particular model into an implementation model. Exactly what I am saying, in the sense, many of the design patterns in the catalog, they address these issues, which is why we call why we call them these design patterns. Okay, here you see the one of the best thing here, a full-fledged design method. A full-fledged design method, it requires more kinds of design patterns. Then just you can describe the design patterns. It can just you can analyze these patterns and how the user interface design patterns, how those performance by using these patterns. But the design patterns are an essential part of it, plays an important role. Okay, just we need to assume what we expect from design patterns, in the sense it plays an important role in software, but the design patterns are an very very essential part. And coming to this, a target for refactoring, in the sense one of the problem we are developing reusable software. One of the problem in developing to reusable software is that how to recognized or refactored. Here you see in this the design patterns have help us to determine how to reorganize a design, and they can reduce how much amount of refactoring you need to do later. In the sense, you see one life cycle diagram here. This life cycle of object oriented software has a prototyping model. This prototyping model, we can say here, the prototyping model, how it expansionary and consolidating, how the phases will be. Now let us see the diagram here. Expansion, more you need more requirements, more reuse, and prototyping consolidation. How, in the sense, coming to the prototyping phase, the prototyping phase is a flurry of activity as the software is brought to life through rapid prototyping and incremental changes until it meets an initial set of requirements and reaches adolescence. At this point of prototyping phase, the software usually consists of the class hierarchies. How the software is brought to life through rapid prototyping phasing, how the incremental changes until it meets an initial set of requirements. Okay, once the software has reached the adolescence, it evaluate the two conflicting needs. The first one, the software must satisfy more requirements. And coming to the second key point, the software must be more reusable. Okay, in the sense, just we need to continue how to evolve the software. It must be reused and it must be reorganized in a process. It is known as refactoring. Okay, to continue to evaluate the software, it must be reorganized in a process. It is known as refactoring. And coming to this expansion phase, the expansion phase, what we have to be learned, in the sense, the software goes through this phase to meet new requirements. Why? Because of the software will become too inflexible and tender for further change. So here, in this phase, the framework, in this phase, the cycle is unavoidable, but the good designers are aware of the change that can promote refactorings. Here we need to study the class hierarchies will no longer match any problem domain. Instead of that one, they will reflect many problem domains, and classes will define many unrelated operations and instance variables. In the sense, listen carefully. Here the software will become, it should be too inflexible and tender for further changes, in the sense. So here the one of the class hierarchy will not match longer any problem domain. So instead of that one, we supposed to reflect so many problem domains and classes. Just what it will define, many unrelated operations, those who want to perform that particular operations, and instance variables. To continue to continue to evolve the software, it must be reorganized in a process. What I should tell previously, refactoring. This is the phase in which how the framework, how the refactoring involving, okay, in how the refactoring involving tearing apart the classes into a special and general purpose components. These special and general purpose components and moving those operations up or down. So here the class hierarchy and reinitializing. So here the class hierarchy and rationalizing the interface of particular classes. Okay, now we seen the consolidation phase. Coming to the consolidation phase, what the main key point in the sense, what does it plays a key role? It produces many new kinds of objects. It produces many new kinds of objects, oftenly by decomposing the existing objects. But we are supposed to using here object composition instead of inheritance. So hence we are supposed to use here black box. Black box reuse replaces a white box reuse. Okay, hence during a black box testing, reuse replaces a white box reuse. So here the continual need, how to satisfy these software requirements along with the need for more reuse object oriented software through repeated phases of expansion and consolidation. Okay, here we see the good designers be aware of that one, in the sense this cycle is unavoidable. So that the changes, it can promote refactorings. Simply the good designers are aware of the changes that can prompt refactorings. In the sense, the good designers also know classes and object structures, how they interrelate those classes and objects, that can help avoid refactoring, how the software must be reorganized a process, how it refactoring. In the sense, their designs are robust in the sense very strong. Their designs should be robust in the face of requirement changes. So however the requirement analysis, those need that software requirements that are likely to change during the life of the software, it should be a very good design. It will be very robust to them. So our main motto of this design pattern, what do you expect? In the sense, we capture many of the structures that result from refactoring. So finally we are using these patterns in the life of a design pattern, but even how to apply a design pattern until how to build your system. So finally the pattern can still show you how to change it, and design pattern provides a targets for your refactorings, how to reorganize a process. That's enough. This is the concept of what do you expect from a design patterns.